Hey, this is Brother Jeff, and I'm going to walk you through how to use one of the custom HTML5 games inside of Lectora. So if you go to the template library, hover over Activities, go down to HTML5 games, you can select one of the games you want to use, and you'll notice two different files, the HTML5 game as well as an index.html file. You want to first go ahead and download the HTML5 game just by clicking on the download button, and this will download a folder to your desktop. Within that folder, you have two different files. You have the core file, and then you have the game show file, the game show folder. Now, in order to use this in version 11, you actually need to have an index file in there as well. So now it doesn't come with the index file in there by default for different reasons, but if you click on the index.html file here, this will download a folder with the index.html file inside of this folder. All you need to do is take the index.html file, name it something different if you're going to bring this into Lectora, because Lectora, the file that you bring in cannot be index.html. So go ahead and name it to something like game or whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is, except for it can't be index.html. Then you bring up your HTML5 game, and all you need to do is just go ahead and drag that HTML file into your game, and that's pretty much it. So now you can come into Lectora. So this is only for version 11. For earlier versions, we will be creating a different tutorial on how to bring in custom HTML5 inside of older versions of Lectora. Now, all I need to do is go ahead and just click on create a new project file, come into Insert, and then go down to Web Window. Again, Web Window is only in version 11. Earlier versions, you'll have to use HTML extension, which we'll talk about in a different video. But here, I'm going to select the drop-down box to local web-based content. And under the file path, I'm going to go ahead and hit Browse. Actually, before I hit Browse, make sure Include All Files and Subfolders is checked. I'm going to click on Browse, go to my desktop here, and inside of here, I'm going to go inside of my game folder. I'm going to select that index.html folder, click Open. You may see this little message here. I'm going to click OK. And then you'll get a little bit of a preview. And if you get the preview, that means that it's working fine. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now I can just resize my web window. If I go to position and size, I can go to the default size of 720 by 540 is the default size for these games, the HTML games, and just go ahead and select that here. And since this is basically an iframe, you may want to come into the edit button and come in right before the closing bracket there. Just type in frame border equals quotes 0, and that will basically just make sure that there's no border around the frame, otherwise you may see a border. And that's pretty much it. Now, these games do need to be on the web in order to work, so within your learning management system or on a website somewhere. If you try to preview it now, it won't exactly work. You may see an error, but once it's published and on a website somewhere, it should work just fine. So that's how you get one of the HTML5 games inside of Lectora using in Lectora version 11 using the web window. In another tutorial, we'll talk about how to use it in older versions using the HTML extension.